Okay, so I really love the Kirkwood curriculum. It is a online homeschooling thing, and what I really like is how much they emphasize that one race is not better than the other. If you think that you're better than other people, you're wrong, because that is not what the Bible teaches. God respects all peoples, all races, all cultures equally. Okay, so yes, there's somebody in my life that I believe that they're a good Christian, but why would they keep saying things that aren't good? Like my grandparents, they hated the Jews and they hated black people. It's painful to say that because I saw them as almost like saint-like beings. The truth is, there was a problem. There was a sector of their heart that was cold and dead. Now let's address that today. St. Paul said something along the lines of, I am least equipped to judge anybody. I'm the chiefest of sinners. I agree, except I'm not Charles Manson or Ted Bundy. Do you think Ted Bundy actually repented at the end of his life, folks? Do you think? Because he kind of had me believing him. Well, it's pornography. He had an interview with James Dobson, Dr. James Dobson. I hope he did repent. He certainly convinced me. My goodness, he had a winning way about him that he got so many victims. And he got even judges to say, well, have a good life, young man. I don't understand. If you're a brutal rapist and you actually bite the nipples off of women, you are just an animal. You are a demon-possessed individual at the least, at the very least. And yet, Satan makes himself a creature of light. I know. Boy, I don't think it's confusing to God. God sees the heart. He sees your heart, doesn't he? He sees my heart. Sometimes we...
This is good.
That's very good, honey. Okay, thank you.
Something else?
Yes, of course. Thank you. Right. Yes. Shut the door. Thank you. Shut the door. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Oh, good. Good, Richard. Let me see it. Sorry. I have to take a time out here. Could I see it? Anyway. We have an art project going on here. Boy, I thought I was good at art. I thought I was good. Everything people said, you're such a genius. You fail at everything. Even motherhood you fail at. But my heart is bright. My motivations are correct. Maybe the delivery and the execution are somehow wrong. I don't even know why I go onto Twitter sometimes. I'm following people that I really do. I can't mention names, because if I did, it might make them angry. But your point of view is pretty crazy and nutso. Are you still smoking crack or something, like back from the day when you just became addicted to like pot and you just like, well, I'm in a dream world? Really? I like Trump. He was a good president. He didn't screw up the world. My president has a first name. It's Jimmy. My president has a second name. It's Artr. I love to sing it every day. And if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Jimmy Joseph Biden has a way of screwing up the world today. Goodness gracious, people. How dumb you. Now, I'm not accusing you, but if you're showing up and voting for a person who's a complete maniac, I'm not really sure if your heart is right. I think my heart is right. I mostly voted for Republicans most of my life. And of course, Mike DeWine is coming up for re-election. Of course, I'm going to vote for him. Can I come out and campaign for him? I don't know. My husband tried to join the Kenneth Blackwell movement, and people just didn't really treat him well. And my husband is very astute politically. He's a dyed-in-the-wool Republican. He's not a racist. Nothing like that. You know, he's a good guy. He's a man with flaws, though. We all have flaws as human beings. I don't acknowledge my flaws. You could see other people's flaws quite clearly, but you fail to see and or acknowledge your own. And that's the problem here. So is that why I have to be Elijah or John in the wilderness? A voice crying out in the wilderness? You venom diapers or shoot. I should have said you den of vipers, but I said venom diapers. See, you've just made another mistake. It doesn't mean that my heart isn't right. My delivery and my execution had just, how silly, you venom diapers. Oh no, I didn't believe. That's why you're on the Gong Show, Erica. Chuck Barris, he'd stand up, he'd just gong you. It's Che. Well, the judgy people, I really dislike them because, ironically enough, sometimes the judgy people make crude jokes. Or they say things like, I'm an old person, I'm an old lady. Well, I was taught by Keith Moore, you don't say you're old. You speak things into existence. If you just constantly complain and say, I'm an old person, I'm decrepit, I'm old, you have what you say, said Keith Moore. You have what you say. A few times I have indulged in insults against myself. I don't want to be an idiot or a slow-witted person, do I? I don't want to look old. I don't want to be fat. So make your confessions positive. It's not rocket science here, folks. If I were a rocket scientist, I'd be working for Battelle. But you, I don't know, but I don't know why you're angry at me. I don't bother people, do I? I just try to help people. Have we gotten off the beaten path? Have we? Do we have more idioms up our sleeve, Erica? Let's just say, I don't know, not about that. I'm sorry that I have offended people in the past. At the same time, my heart, it might have been in the right place. My delivery and my execution were woefully imperfect, and for that, I do apologize most humbly and heartily. Goodbye.